Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, and today's episode is about love and relation and how love is really an inside job. We must love ourselves before we can truly love another, and I'm going to give you some insight on how to get there. So stay tuned. Welcome to today's episode about love and relationship. And as I said, we must love ourselves before we can truly love another. This show is being taped during the coronavirus pandemic, and every day I get calls or texts from my single female clients, and they are distressed. Are they worried about getting sick from the coronavirus? No, that's not what they're worried about. They're anxious that they're missing their opportunity for love or to meet someone this spring. Here's an example of an edited text from one of my single female clients who's worried about meeting Mr. Right and that she might miss that window. Quote, "Please just tell me I'll still meet him at the perfect time. I have to isolate now. I have no other choice." And from another client, quote, "How am I supposed to meet my life mate with all this going on?" And yet another one, quote, "You told me I was in a very good Venus cycle this spring in May and June. I'm worried this coronavirus ruined it." So what do I say to these clients of mine when they are all worried that they're missing their love connection? I tell them not to worry about it, that use this time to go inside and connect with self-love and how they feel about themselves. I tell them that May and June aren't here yet. So you have all the time in the world to connect with your inner mate, and then your outer mate will show up in the world. And they ask me, "Jill, how can I connect to my inner mate?" And I say to them, I have various techniques. We can talk about love mantras, perhaps in another episode. But my favorite technique for women or men who are looking to connect with a mate is to journey inside to the inner mate. And when I come back, I'm going to give you some more insight into this process. In my practice as a counseling therapist and astrologer and healer, I work with people who are struggling with issues around love, relationship, prosperity, and other things. And so in my counseling practice with women who are looking for help around relationship, I use an inner process called connecting with your inner mate. I'm going to be sharing a shorter version of this process with you later in the program and leading you through a guided meditation. So make sure for the last 10 minutes that you're in a place where you can really receive that and relax. But I'll explain the psychological premise from which I get this inner journey called connecting with your inner mate. It comes from the work of Carl Jung, who was a psychotherapist, a psychologist in the 20th century. He brought up the concept of Anima and Animus. The Animus is the unconscious masculine side of a woman, and the Anima is the subconscious feminine side of a man. The Anima, and you can remember this, I tell my clients, Ma, think of mother Ma. So for the man, it's the Anima, which is sometimes based on their early experiences of receiving love from the mother. But the Anima in a man makes up the totality of the feminine psychological qualities that a man possesses. And in a man, the sensitivity is often lesser and repressed. And so therefore, men have to work a little harder in connecting with this inner feminine side. Or chances are he'll attract a woman out in the world who displays these repressed qualities, for better or for worse. He subconsciously will possess these qualities himself, and he will be looking for them in a female. The same goes for women in their search for their ideal man. The secret is hidden in their inner male, called their Animus. And when I come back, I'll go more into detail about this. So as we discuss the concept of anima in a man or their inner female, it's good to know that this can manifest at 4 different levels. So the first level for a man of that inner female is what Carl Jung called the Eve, who becomes the woman as an object of a man's desire. And so the anima can be tied up with that woman. It's more of a primal female energy that the man searches for sex, provider of nourishment, security, and love. And thus the Eve archetype in a man's inner female. The second level of a man's anima would be what Carl Jung called a Helen, a woman who is viewed as very self-reliant, intelligent, and insightful. She's not necessarily virtuous, but she has some power in the world, and the man wants that in a woman to reflect that piece of the inner female back to himself. Another level of a man's anima or inner female is a Mary. This is named after Virgin Mary. And this is a woman who's virtuous. She's not ever projected upon as being non-virtuous. She's not a slut. She's not a whore. Thus we get the virgin whore complex in men, where they want a virtuous woman. And again, interesting, Mary can sometimes be based on how mother was perceived as a child, virtuous and loving and supportive. The fourth level, or another manifestation of a man's inner female or anima, is a Sophia. And Sophia comes from the Greek word of wisdom. So this is a woman who might be more empowered and integrated in a man's psyche. And in his inner space, she will come to him in dream time or in subconscious process as a voice of wisdom, as a more developed anima who can guide him in his life. And in women, they have the same kind of manifestations of 4 different types of the subconscious or the inner masculine side, called as the Animus. And so Carl Jung did share that there were attributes and potentials in a woman's psyche that were classic, that would show the presence of an Animus or inner male. And the first would be a man, an inner male who is a man of mere physical power, like a Tarzan or a He-Man or that buffed muscle man on the beach. So women have a primordial attraction to that very physical male type, just like the men have the attraction to the Eve or very feminine, sexual, providing nourishment female. The second type of a manifestation of a woman's animus would be the man of action or romance, the classical knight in shining armor, the thing that romantic novels are made of. A current great example of a man of action or romance is in the current series Outlander about Scotland, which stars a very romantic hero called Jamie as the Scottish man of virtue and sexual and a real hunk. And he is the hero to the starring female role of Claire. So we could say that Claire's animus is Jamie, and then he shows up in the world as this kilt-wearing, very romantic man. That's an example of the man of action or romance in animus of a woman. And they do show up in our life. This is the point of what I'm trying to teach my clients and you guys over the air about, as we connect with these archetypal or inner prototypes, if you will, of our inner male or female, we can have them show up in some form in the real world. Now, another type of male energy that can show up in a woman's inner male or in her animus is the man as a professor or teacher. And it could be actually based on a teacher from younger days, childhood. I have an Animus who shows up as my 7th grade algebra teacher, Mr. X. And so when I dream of him, I know I'm connecting with my inner mate in dream time, and I always see that as a good sign. The fourth way that an Animus will show up for a female is with a man as a spiritual guide. This is the manifestation of an Animus as a spiritual teacher, almost like Mercury the messenger. Specifically, these spiritual guide male inner mates show up in dreams as a helpful guide or a masculine representation of the woman's soul. And in those dreams, a lot of time there is precognitive information that comes to the psyche of the woman, telling her what is coming into her life, or even guiding her in ways where she would meet this inner representation of her animus out in the world. So this is a very interesting way to approach dating, a very interesting way to approach love and relationship. If a woman can identify what level a man's anima is showing up, is he the Eve type and he just wants really good sex and he wants you to cook for him, and maybe that's about it, he's not going to be that gallant or do any heroic acts? Well, that's good to know because you know what his bandwidth is. Or maybe you actually do want that kind of heroic man who's the rescuer or who's the knight in shining armor. Sometimes a man like a policeman or a fireman might fit that role of a man of action showing up just in the nick of time to save the beloved. So it's really important that we get clear with these different archetypal energies of the inner male and inner female so we can understand what we're really looking for in a relationship or what we might be just broadcasting out there subconsciously. Mind you, what I'm talking about here today is all subconscious programming, all subconscious patterns. And as Carl Jung said, in order to become enlightened, we must make the darkness light. In other words, we must see our shadow, which tends to be our subconscious content. So when we become aware of that, we can consciously have more control or more chance at having that happy relationship in our life. Quite fascinating, isn't it? So as I said, later in the program, you're going to get a chance to take an inner journey and connect with your inner mate. So we'll be back and we'll talk more about love and relationship. Welcome back. We've been talking about how we can make love an inside job by connecting with our inner mate and working with our own subconscious blocks around whether or not love is going to come to us, and not to go into fear or anxiety. So one thing you need to know and do is to believe 100% with no blocks that you can manifest your mate, that you can have love, that you can be in a relationship. And the best way to do that is to create space for a partner is to free up your own psyche and let go of all the naysaying, worry, and anxiety. And in previous broadcasts, I've shared the concept of affirmations or positive phrases or statements in English. And so right now I'm going to share a few positive affirmations that you can say to yourself to free up that psyche, to believe in love and believe that it is time for it to come to you. And so the first affirmation I'd like to share is very simple. I deserve love. Say that with me now. I deserve love. I deserve love. I deserve love. Another affirmation that you can say to yourself is, I am ready for love. I am ready for a relationship. I am ready for love and relationship. I am ready for love and right relationship. So you can, play around and make a version of that works for you. The third affirmation I'd like to share with you on love is, love finds me now. Love finds me now. Love finds me now. Or you could substitute, the ideal relationship finds me now. Or my perfect mate finds me now. My ideal mate finds me now. So you can play around with that one. And the fourth one that I'm going to share is, I am ready to receive love. I am ready to receive love. I am ready to receive love. And so you can play around with these, say them. I would repeat them, as we say, fake it till you make it, and say them over and over. And you might find that your own subconscious creates an affirmation that speaks to you directly. I'm just giving you these as examples, but you will find that as you say them, they organically will just develop into one that works for you as you give yourself this positive feedback. All right then. So why don't we take a short break? You can set yourselves up and get ready for when we come back, when I lead you in a guided relaxation to connect with your inner mate. Welcome back. And I ask that you find yourself in a place where you can lie down comfortably or seated in meditation. This will be about 5 to 7 minutes of relaxation and guided meditation. So as you're sitting or lying down, just allow your body to relax. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. And when I get to 1, you'll be very relaxed, very peaceful, and ready to go on an inner journey to connect with your inner mate. 10, beginning to feel energy through your feet flowing up through your body. 9, relaxing. 8, going deeper within. 7, maybe gently opening your eyes, staring at a point ahead of you on the wall or on the ceiling. And then just closing your eyes and going even deeper within. 6, 5, relaxing even more. 4, peaceful self-awareness. 3, 2, 1. Very relaxed, very peaceful. And because you're so relaxed, it's easy to see yourself now walking along a path in nature. It's a beautiful sunny day. You can smell the fresh air, smell the scents of the flowers, the air. Perhaps you're by a beach and the sand, you can smell the ocean. Or perhaps you're walking in a beautiful forest, very safe and protected, feeling the sun on your cheek as you walk along, feeling your feet as they touch the ground, feeling very happy today, very excited because you know today is the day you're going to meet your inner mate, that part of yourself of the opposite gender who has so much to share with you and to make you feel good about yourself. So walking along the path, hearing the birds singing, and feeling very good with each step. And as you walk along the path, you notice that you're coming to what looks like a clearing on the path. And as you walk along and get closer, you notice that there is a being there, a person. And as you get closer, you start feeling waves of love, waves of comfort coming from this person. And this person feels very familiar to you, as if you've known them your whole life. And as you get closer, you see this beautiful person, this beautiful being. And as you come closer, you feel all this love coming from their heart to yours. And as you come closer, they say to you, "Where have you been? I've been waiting for you." And so you embrace each other and you feel a beautiful heart connection, warm, fuzzy energy coming from your heart to theirs and theirs to yours. And you're very happy because you've connected with this person that you've been waiting to meet. And this is the person who resides inside. This is your inner male. And so as you connect with them, if you're a woman, notice, is this a hero type of man? A romantic figure? Is it somebody who can be a teacher for you? Or is this a spiritual guide? Or is he somebody that you're just very physically attracted to? Or all of these things? If you're a man, notice, is this the archetypal female that you've lusted for? Or is this a more virtuous woman Or is this a wise woman who can be a guide for you? Take a moment and notice the quality of your inner mate. And just bask in their presence for a few moments. And now, holding the hand of your mate, you can have a conversation with them and ask them, what is it that you need from me? What can I give you that will make you feel complete as my Anima or Animus? What can I do for you? What can I give you so that we may have a relationship? And take a moment and listen to the response. Listen to the response your inner mate gives you. This holds keys to your relationship. Listen to what your inner mate needs from you. And now, because there's always a balance of giving and receiving, you can ask your mate for what you need. Maybe you need comfort. Maybe you need security. Maybe you need protection. If you're a woman and it's a man that's your inner mate, maybe you need somebody to help provide for you. Don't be shy. Ask your mate for what you need. And take a moment and listen. Listen to what your inner mate wants to give you back. Maybe it's really good sex. Or maybe it's a romantic outing. Take a moment and listen. Or both. And now that you're having this honest exchange with your inner mate, you notice that they have a present for you. A present to seal the deal. A present to make this connection even stronger. Maybe it's a ring. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry. Maybe it's a flower, a gem. Take a moment to receive that gift from your mate and ask where they would like you to store it. Maybe it's in your heart. Maybe it's on your finger as a ring. Or maybe it's in the palm of your hand, so you can access this connection to your inner mate when you are feeling like you need this connection. So receive your gift now and decide where you're going to store this in your body. And now embracing your mate, thanking them for the gift, and hand in hand, going off together. Going off to that ideal place. Maybe it's the beach where you can lie in the sun together. Maybe it's a romantic dinner together in your favorite restaurant. Maybe it's a vacation to the Caribbean or to a place where you can hike together in beautiful surroundings like Sedona, Arizona. So now, holding the hand of your mate, see the two of you off together on your romantic getaway. Maybe it's playing tennis together. So take a moment and just really immerse yourself. Feel it, sense it, smell it. Having this romantic getaway with your inner mate. And you can keep dreaming about this and while you sleep, but really take some time in the coming days to make this inner mate connection really strong for yourself. The subconscious can't distinguish between what is real and what is fantasy. So really indulge yourself in your inner mate fantasy. Take a moment to listen to anything else your inner mate wants to say to you. Receive any more communication, indulging your inner vision of that ideal date for a moment more. Knowing you can return to this place before you go to sleep at night or in your own inner meditations. And now I'm going to count up from 1 to 10. And when I get to 10, you'll come back into your room, wherever you are, refreshed, relaxed, and able to remember all that's transpired, feeling so full of love and hope for your connection with your inner mate. Getting ready to come back now. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe moving your feet, your toes. 5, your hands, your wrists. 6, 7, 8, 9, opening your eyes, staring at a point on the wall or the ceiling in front of you. And 10, welcome back. This is Jill Jardine of Cosmic Scene signing off and sending you good vibrations through the quantum field.